What's your thought on Dwayne Wade supporting his transgender son versus T.I. protecting his daughter virginity? Now, this was a meme that I sent to Epic where people are saying that Dwayne Wade is getting glorified for supporting his transgender son, while people are bashing T.I. because he said
Yes,
that
money.
he takes his daughter
You're
to
an
the
Italian, sir.
gynecologist to make sure that her
Yeah,
virginity.
but I
Stop.
feel like T.I. took it a tad bit too far, and I feel like Dwayne Wade is taking it too far
Lady Only, they got a
because
second.
he's a
Circle back
young
when they're ready to
man.
give your opinion. Can you have to give me your opinion? But let me see how they want touch that top. Lady Becca. Hold on there.
Yeah, what you saying, Miss Javel? I'm listening to you.
I really think that the situation with T.I. that's embarrassing for his daughter, and his mom got on him about that. And Dwayne Wade, I think is some gayness there within him himself. You know, I think he swing both ways. You know, and Gabby, you know, she said she put on her strap on for him. So.
What?
Mm-hmm.
She said that?
Yes.
No, I never hear that, so we can't confirm that.
Me can't tell what.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
you better you say allegedly because me never see that and me not sure about that. So
you know what? I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna inbox it to you. So next,
kick it in that group and
we have,
kick it in that group and tag me. Kick it in that group and tag me.
Okay.
why would Gabriel, knowing how black culture is, say something like that to say that she put on a strap?
Yeah, that's what her man like.
That would basically demasculate her husband. So why would she say that?
That's what her man like. You have married women that put their husband out there and say, yeah, they like to take body in their ass.
Because me not like me as a person who do pegging, I would never point on a man that I have pegged and say I have pegged that man. I would never dare do that to him.
But that's you.
You understand? Because even though I do it, I know what it implies and what people will say in the public and how people would look at him and how the ignorance of people would affect him,
right,
and open up a whole can of worm. So I wouldn't really say that I did this to this man or that man or whatever. I would never say. So for you know on this live to say Gabriel Union admit to that, would have to see that with my own two here.
Like I said,
I
will search it high and low, and as soon as I get it, I will tag you guys in it. I promise you.
All right.
I promise you.
Yeah. Send it, come give me. I'm more than willing to send it.
Going on the group chat last night about father breeding up his daughter and all of her kids are for her dad. It's a true thing. It's true.
Cam said check your DM.
Cam, send it to me. Send it to me. Let me go check it.
Cam, send it to Epic. Make Epic put it on the live. Thanks, Cam. Thank you very much for that. So basically, Cam just confirmed what you said, Miss Javel, that this is true.
Girlfriend, listen. I'm like the bank. You can go ahead and you can check it, and the check gonna go through.
Hey, what you saying about check? What come out and about is legit.
It's legit. All right, my friend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, my friend. Miriam, Miss Javel.
Oh, article.
Oh, article.
Yeah, but is that article from a credible source?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it's from, mommy. I'm just reading the article. Remember, I just got it. It doesn't even show the source, to be exact. It's a screenshot, so I'm just trying to read. I don't even know what it says yet. NBA star Dwayne Wade has asked to move to the bench days after his wife, author and actress Gabrielle Union revealed he prefers kinky sex. In an interview with DJ Sway's radio show, Sway in the Morning, Gabrielle, 45, admit her 35 years old husband likes to get his salad toss. Okay. Salad toss is a polite way of describing, we know what that is. You know, in a stimulation with finger, tongue or finger. Yeah, never know the fingering part. I think of the tongue alone. She also hinted that her infamous husband enjoys backdoor penetration after
Hello.
his social media blew up over the weekend. Wade told Cleveland Cavalier head coach that he wanted to move to the bench rather than start. He asked the coach to put guard J.R. Smith back in the starting lineup. People, all I did was read. If it's credible, yes or no, I can't confirm or deny the source. I'm just reading. You can be your own judge. It is alleged.
Georgia. All right, I will just use the
It
word
not look good now.
allegedly because true, me don't know if that source is credible. I will
But it
use
was
that
on the
word
Breakfast Club.
alleged.
It was on the
No, it was
Breakfast
not
Club.
the Breakfast Club. Sway's. It was on Sway's radio
No,
Okay.
show.
Sway different from breakfast, bro.
Um, Sway, DJ Sway. Me know DJ Sway from,
I know
I
DJ
think I was
Sway.
106
Yeah.
and Park. I'm not one of BUT, I mean. But
106 in Park.
yeah, that's where he was from, right? The DJ. He was a house DJ, right? Something like that. Okay. I can't really remember exactly. It's so much years now. But yeah, his show is a credible show. I'm not sure if that's true. Like I said, I read it like you guys heard. I
No, me
was
have
just
to
reading the
research it
article.
when me come off alive. When
But
me come off alive,
I
me
want
look
the
into it.
video.
You know me and madam research.
Here, Fanzina say epic, that's all news. Well,
See?
beg a second. Clifton beg a second. Let's figure out that order again. So, like somebody has some more
See?
information on this particular
See?
topic.
It's a real thing.
And here we go. Lady Javel, beg you 1 more second, mama. Cause
All
bring us
right.
a hot up. Cash
Good
down here. What
evening.
cash? Big up yourself,
Hi,
mama.
good
Hi,
night.
everybody.
How
Hi
are you?
guys.
I'm good. Me here. Pull up me here.
How are yourself, man? Cashpin? Pick up yourself. Becca, walk on me sexy body girl.
No, myself, I take it down me I get cussing feet.
So, whether it's old news or new news, we know same man a Batman for a long time.
Oh, you know that just by saying that
Because
now.
as
Me never
soon as
know
his
that.
son came out and said that he will, gay or whatever, all of a sudden him start dressing at the Batman clothes and him
So,
wife start dressed like she a man.
so basically, he uses his son as a way to get out of the closet. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Good night, Steve.
And he's trying to make it look like, oh, I'm supporting my son. Yeah, he did do that.
Me don't know about this topic, so me have to just listen
I
and
mean,
learn.
to each his own sexual preference, people.
Alright.
No.
Put it
My
out
take on
there.
it is how does a 13-year-old know he wants to be a transgender? Him not go out and experience the world. Or say you prefer be a woman than a man if you don't be a man for that long. 13 years is a little piece of years them say say, oh, I no longer want to have a penis, I want to have a
Well,
vagina.
let me tell you something.
So I
With
don't
the kids
understand.
nowadays, they're being a little bit brainwashed. It's not like back in the day where if you was gay, you was truly gay. I believe that some of these youths are not gay. They just going
Want
with
to
the trend.
experience life or want to see what other people
Yeah, they're
have
going with the
through.
trend. I'm just being honest. I believe, yes, some people say them born gay or whatever. But a lot of people nowadays is going with the trend. And even with some of the men who say, oh, I'm not gay, but I was what them said, they needed money and stuff like that, and they prostitute and
Gay
take
for
man
pay.
money.
Then call it gay for pay. Gay for pay.
Yeah. So you understand what I say? So with his son, you have to understand that these young people, they're being brainwashed. So in his mind, he probably thinks they're really gay. We're not talking about that. But Dwayne Wade pretended to be a heterosexual, got married and stuff like that, and he want to keep it in the dark. But he want his son to be a proud gay man. That's what we're wrong. So he's living to his son.
Alright, so he can't come out because where he is in his life, married for so long and have kids, he cannot come out of the closet.
Him just get married.
No,
But
you
guess what?
can't
There's
say cannot
gay.
come
Why
out
him
with the
can't come
closet.
out?
Look how long
No,
it
He's
took.
bisexual.
No, hold on, 1 minute. Look how long it took Bruce Jenner to come out and be a transgendered woman. You understand? And
because
he
he
lived
never
all his
decided
life
he
as a
wanted to
married
do it.
man.
Him
So
go
he
through
can come out if he
married.
wants to.
No, I'm
Bruce
saying because
Jenner
you married
waited
six and then
until
him decide to him with himself though feel comfortable. This is a 13-year-old child and this man just as you said just get married. So why get married? Why waste the woman time?
he might be bisexual.
I cannot. I
We
don't
think that's too early. That's too early for your child make
exactly
such
that
an
is way
extreme
too
decision.
early.
No, in
Yeah,
all
but
actuality.
have you sit down and listen to the way how that child articulate himself? Because I sit down and I watch how he talks to Michelle Obama in an interview. I sit down and listen to this child speak. And for a 13-year-old, he's very mature. Or no, let me not get his pronouns wrong. I'm sorry, people
There.
of my community. I'm sorry if I'm getting his pronouns wrong. I don't know if he wants to be considered as she or they. I don't know.
I
But
prefer to put
let
it
me
at
just
they be
use
safe.
she for right now. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But she is very smart and can articulate herself very well because I've watched she talks many times.
And I'm not from your community. And
Listen,
I think he's still a he.
like
He
I
is
was
a
saying,
teenager. He's a little child. At that
He was
age,
born
you
a
are
man.
not old enough. The
you have
same
to
way you
understand
are
that
not old
you're
enough to have sex. The same way you are not old enough to drink liquor. The same way you are not old enough to vote
that's
because
all.
your brain has not been developed as yet. It's the same way that goes for that.
Yes,
That's another extreme decision.
not no more, not no more, not no more.
I
Because
know it's not. I know it's not.
Alright, and
They
with
exempt
the
what they
TI
want, but go ahead and listen.
situation,
the
the
kids
TI
from nowadays
situation,
have the
I
things.
watch TI and Tiny. So I respect him knowing that boy people nowadays, them basically just want to take a girl's virginity or them just want to have sex. But he went too far with taking her to the gynecologist to make sure her hymen is still there, if I'm pronouncing that right. Make sure she's still a virgin and she's not sexually active. So him take it way too far. If you have a open communication with your child is supposed to can come and say, Daddy, Mommy, I think I'm ready to explore. I think I'm ready for this. Or take her words and Daddy, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Instead of bringing her to the doctor for check if she's still a virgin. That does pass line there, so that is just if our mother did do that, it would that different, but it's
But
our father. It does.
can I say something
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead,
yes.
Cash.
in regards to that? I understand what you said, whether it's a father or a daughter, but you see, when a man is truly involved in his children's life from day one, he has the right. My daughter, I bring her, and that's the first thing I say, check. And I check all my children because I have a son that's going to be 23. And not saying that my son is going to touch any of his sisters or anything like that, but I don't care. From there's boys or men in the house, I check. And when, like, my daughter turned 16, I check to see if she's lying to me. So just like how a mother would bring a child and go check, a father is entitled to do that if he was involved in the child's life. That's just my opinion.
And
Yeah,
I
but his
personally,
you know, so he does it. I think it's every 6 months or every couple months he does it. Once a year is good enough. Why do it so often?
Because behind the scenes, him probably know him pick me more than you.
Per,
And that's what I'm saying. There's supposed to be an
that's
open
right where it comes down
communication to
now.
say she's ready. I don't even know her age, but I'm saying she's
Yes.
supposed. If alright, for me, I waited until I was 18. I waited until I was 18 to have sex. I had that notion in my mind that I don't want to get pregnant in school. My mother respect the fact that I did that because I knew what I had to do. I had to get done before I had sex. My biggest fear was getting pregnant in school, and as me have sex, boof, my pregnant.
Miss,
So it's an open communication.
Miss, I had sex the third time I got pregnant at 17.
No, I
My
get pregnant the first
stepmother,
time.
my stepmother did what he did to his daughter, to my little sister. She lost her virginity in college at age 21 because her mom was doing that. Should my mother had did that, I wouldn't have lost my virginity. And let me tell you this. I understand what you say, open communication, but then pick me nowadays, you have to give them something for fear. Because of the internet and all these things, then don't fear God. That's number one. The schools them teach them not to fear authority. That's number 2. So you have to put some kind of fear in your children to let them know, okay, maybe that child is promiscuous. I had a niece here was very promiscuous. I had to put a different kind of fear in her than my daughter. Again, it depends on the child. And you as a parent know your child from day one. And if you see that one child is a certain way, you have to use the reverse psychology is number 1. If you're a good parent, you're skilled on that. Because even with the dog, you have to use reverse psychology. But based on the child personality, how you see that they engage in certain things, you're going to have to do things to curb them. Unfortunately, some children, you just have to do stuff like that, and it may not sound good or seem good to the outside world, but you know your child. I have twins. And one of them, she's 10. She was going on her YouTube thing because her father bought them a tablet. They're the same age as 2 girls. And she buck up the Family Guy porn. Every once in a while, we have to check our tablet because she looked on the porn. Because it's a society. You understand what I'm saying? She was going forward till Family Guy came on with Family Guy is a cartoon. So you see, because society have a way of brainwashing your children, you have to have a way to brainwash your children and put a fear in them for them to stay in a straight line. And I just saw it going. Unfortunately,
you think some of the times I will say this. I sit and I hear you talk, and I disagree with some of what you said. Kashmir, I disagree. I understand where you're coming from, but I still disagree. You said that sometimes we have to put fear in kids. Okay, but guess what happened? You see, sometimes when you put, pardon?
I'm saying, sometimes when they do that, they don't want to talk to you.
No, sometimes when you put fear in kids, that makes the communication between the parent and the kid cut off. So fear is definitely not the way to go. I don't agree with that. And there is also this thing, right, where T.I. can carry him data, go check him virginity all him want. But nowadays kids, because they know what I go on with the virginity thing, you know what enough of them do? Have sex in them ass. Let me explain this, and let me not sound dumb. Let me explain this. In Muslim and Arab culture, they save their virginity for marriage. And virginity
come send me a request. Come send me a request.
So because this is very important to preserve for finding herself a husband, what she do is she have sex in her ass. So there is a lot of ways around these things when it comes to.
Who come hug me up? Who's one of the craziest people on earth? Who you fear? Who show you the most love? Everything in life have a balance. Cause the person, I didn't mean to cut you, but the person in the comment said that's not good. You see, if you just show your kids fear, and beat them or discipline only, it's bad. Balance. Everything in life have a balance. You must also show them love. You understand me? I say epic?
Look at you. Retard that.
When she come, she's 16. Is there, your brother's 23. What did your brother look at me and say? Is there that he doesn't hide what from me? He doesn't hide nothing. He tells me everything. And that's why me and my boyfriend just had an argument.
When it comes on to raising boys, a lot of times when you raise a boy, it's different than when you raise a girl.
From me.
No, when you were saying that the brother don't
go to the doctor, do I not check? Make her check? Yeah. All right. That you not just talk. Or real life we live. You understand what I'm trying to show you? Everything have a balance. You must be able to be firm with your children. Love your children. Play with your children.
Firm is different from driving fearing them though.
You got to put fear. Let me tell you something. You know why the people them go crazy nowadays? Because them don't fear nothing.
Thank you, Ray. See there, Ray said fear don't work all the time.
I have 4.
Drive away the child from the parent.
I have a grown-ass man. My son is going to be 23 November. I have a grown-ass man. It works when you do balance.
You are. So you're a good mother. You have an open communication with your son.
Kids
so your
are
son
different.
is going to come and say things.
But I have
some
4.
children act different when you drive.
All of them have
them.
4
Some
different personalities.
Close up
and
prefer to tell friends their business than their parents. All children are very different. So if it
Your
works for your
sisters are
kids, it
twins,
might
right?
not work
Are they
for say,
two different
somebody
people?
else's daughter or somebody
They
else's son.
totally two different people, Epic.
Yes, but you raise
Believe
them,
you,
T. I'm
man. Believe
saying
you.
something might
It's
work for you,
And
it
you
might
balance.
not work
You
for some
have to have
other
a
set of kids.
balance. You have to have a balance. Remember that. Police put fear in our. You
people
hear
no
the
send the
commercial when they
request.
put
People
them
no
say
send the request.
ticket. He said click it or ticket.
I'll take it.
Or whatever. If you drink drunk, you're gonna get. That's a fear. Those things is real. It have to happen. You have to show your kids they need to follow law and be abiding. Whenever you see a child don't follow law, them always end up in a jail. Thank you, Jesus. Me not even like to curse it because his son never got there so. You understand? Because he have to follow rules and he have to fear. You think a child is just gonna get up and just listen to you because him just gonna listen? No, he have to know say mommy's mommy and mommy firm and him have to do that. So you have to put fear in your children, but you also have to show them love and attention. It's a balance.
True, you
No
can't
send the
generalize
Just
request. No
today,
send
I
the
have to
request,
bust her
man.
ass.
Please
I haven't
and
bust her
thank
ass
you.
in months. She has 16. I'm going to bust her ass today. 1 hour later, so mommy. And we're going back to normal because you must
Let
have
me
a
say this.
balance
beating
when
is
you're raising
normal.
your
You
children.
said,
Beating
you,
Understand,
does
Epic?
do anything. Me not believe that.
you said that you bust a 16-year-old
Yeah,
ass.
bust her
Let me
ass.
tell you something,
I
and
don't like when people lie.
I'm speaking from personal experience. I don't see where beating curves my
Helps.
attitude.
It doesn't.
She not get beaten all the time. And months, probably a year now, she not get
No,
beaten.
but
No,
like a
I'm just saying,
16-year-old
I
child,
don't
what
see
beating
where
I
I'm
go do for
speaking in
she, but they just
general.
a bruise up
I'm
our skin
saying
and just
I
polish her
don't see
ear.
where
Hold
beating,
on, can't talk one time.
yeah, and I'm just talking for myself. I don't see where beating has curved or changed my attitude. And I will say this. I have I'm grown up by a Jamaican woman, and you know say anything they kept slippers, hose,
I mean, when I finish.
broom, them I lick you down with it. And
But
I
that's
didn't see
different.
where that
I don't
curved
do
my
that.
attitude.
I don't do that. I'm gonna be honest with
No,
you.
I'm speaking.
It's how
And
you
once
discipline
again,
your
Cash Queen,
children.
I am speaking. Cash Queen, give
Sorry,
somebody else a chance.
I'm sorry.
I
Go
am
ahead.
speaking in general.
Go ahead.
I'm saying I don't see where that has helped or curved my attitude. You understand me? What that does is that lack of communication with me and my mother. You understand? That's what fear does. When you put fear in a child, that what
No, that's
it
what
does.
fear does to you. That's what fear does
Yeah,
to
you
you, my
can't say
dear.
everybody. Just
And
generalize.
That's
that's
what
what
fear
I'm
does to
saying.
you.
And that's what I'm saying. I said that over again. I'm speaking from my own experience. I've said that many times. I'm not talking
But
for
that's
anybody else. And this is what I have to say about that. You have many different kids, and many different kids react to different type of situation. And there's not one way to raise a child. And one way doesn't fit all. I've got them say one gloves doesn't fit all the hands.
but
You
can I say
understand?
something to you? Would you consider yourself a Biden citizen?
I have a problem with rules and authority, and it's not because of my mother parenting. That's just who I am.
No,
So what I'm trying to say to you is, I have a son. He have a problem with rules and authority, but him have to follow them if he's under my roof. So you see, when him leave my roof now, him knows say whether him like it or not, if he want to live out in society or do the right thing, him have to follow rules. He may not like
And
it.
that's where you're wrong.
No, I'm
And the
telling you,
quickest
he
him
may
would come
not.
out of your
I'm telling you
house.
because my son don't go to jail and him can be. Him father's a drug dealer. Him there around drug dealer. Him there around people
And
that
that's
take
a
drugs. And
matter
my
of
son come
choice. You
back
said
and
he's
tell me,
23, right?
Ma, I don't like the way you do. I didn't like this, but thank you. How much of us never like the beating and come back and tell the parents, thank you. My mother never used to want me go outside and play with nobody, and I
Thank
couldn't
you,
come down
lady.
the block
You
or
lady, you
whatever.
live for that.
And that helped me. Because guess what? Me can stay in my house. Me don't need no friend for go on road. Epic Clipper South Florida and not see me every panny knock.
real
And if
talk.
I
one bag
will
of girl,
say this.
I mean I have one
I
bag of girl. Hold on, I mean I have a one bag of girl come on my yard, come sit down and me feel good. And my mother put that in me. Me never like it at the time. Said, damn, everybody outside I play and me can't go out there. Me never like it.
all
But like
right. Let
So
me say
there's
this.
a
There's a
line.
big
Look
difference
at that
where a lot of
statement.
people get confused between fear and respect.
Respect,
See, I
yeah.
can fear you, but that don't mean I
And I
respect you.
respect you.
I can
Mm-mm.
respect you, and that don't mean I fear you. And people get that confused
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of times.
I
And people confuse
don't feel
respect
the way that some
as
rascal
fear.
in that.
Cash Queen, with all due respect, people sit and people listen to you talk. You need to
But you cut her
sometimes
too. You cut her
watch
too,
out.
mama.
No, I
But
don't.
go on,
But
time.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, we can't talk one time, so let's just do it accordingly.
I would
I
say
will
again,
have it up on the line.
different. I have 4. You keep saying every child is different. I have 4. I have what everybody don't understand. My kids are 6 years apart. The babies is 10. My daughter is 16. I'm a son of 23. That means me have man, teenager, and little picnic. I'm here tell you, say, anywhere me go with my youth, them, any family, my mother take my kids, them go to New York, they're like, oh my God, my auntie them have to come back and say, you're doing such a great job. It's 4. That, and all of them have a
Okay.
different personality. I
All
didn't say
right.
I get up and beat them every day or make them fear me. Certain things they know there's a repercussion. They know there's a consequence. That's it. And my daughter, let me tell you, a bell me use. Me never use no broom. Me never use no shoes. Me never kick her down and box her down. Me give her a couple slap to make sure you know I've had enough. It's how you
All
Okay.
right.
discipline your kids then.
All right. Hold on now,
Can I
Cash
cut
Queen.
you
Go
a
on,
little bit
Daddy.
then, Cash
Hold on.
Queen?
What I'm
Sorry,
put...
Epi. Go on ahead. Go ahead.
Go on, Becca. Go on.
All right.
You're there,
So,
wait. Take your
so
time.
I'm just gonna show you something that is like that's your kids. I'm showing you something. I have a 2-year-old here,
No, you
and I can say
here
this
tell the
2-year-old is
world that your baby
the
daddy. Him not
Jesus
sell
Hold
drugs
on,
Christ.
no
Cash
more.
Queen. Cash Queen, hold
Him
on,
not,
Cash Queen. Hold
no,
on,
hold on.
Cash Queen. Cash Queen,
16.
hold on. Cash
Hold
Queen,
on,
hold on.
16.
Yeah.
My baby
Stop
born
reading
on
the comment then. Stop reading. Cash Queen, stop reading the comment then. Stop reading the comment then, mommy. Go on, Becca.
Yeah,
sorry,
I have a
Rebecca.
2-year-old. When him did just start rude, I used to beat him with my hand, cause my hand them very big. So then I realized, as I beat him, he say, now do it again. And a couple hours down the line and in the evening, him do it again. So now, my mother used to tear my skin. Me respect my mother because when she's beating me, she tell me why she a beat me.
Ah,
And then now, certain things that she tried to instill in me as a child, I don't follow it. No, it's a matter of you being an adult and knowing what you want to do and what you're not supposed to do and what is required for you to do. That is it. Second of all, when my son leave my house, everybody said, you know, oh, you say Liam rude. Ask anybody that takes my child. Liam sit one place, him behave himself, in manners, him will say, please, thank you. But now my house, him a tear my house rampant. Everything tear down, everything. When he go
You want
road,
to
him
big
knows
up
him
yourself.
behave himself.
when she's
Him
finished,
knows
can
him
I say
have
one little
respect.
thing? And then I'm going to go in the shower. Go ahead, sweetheart.
He learned things from me. Him see when my day in my yard, me not busy with a soul. Nobody can say nothing to me. When my day on road, if you deserve to get respect, you're going to get respect. Children live what they learn. If they see you as a type of mother that has respect, but is very intelligent and disciplined, and them understand, say, yeah, what mommy I try to make sense in the long run, they're going to follow you. You will say you beat your son. What if as him reach and get opportunity to leave your house, him step through that door and don't remember you? You
When?
don't. I'm just
Me have to put him
saying.
out. Him just a
I'm
call
just.
me every minute him call me, my son. And me have to tell him, Father, all right, take him to New York, please. Him no one left.
Cash Queen, you can't cut off everybody when you talk though. But go on, Becca.
And
Go on, so
she
I see
said
them
that
things.
my
So I
son,
say.
she said, I said I beat my son, but I'm telling her that comment she made is wrong.
Yeah,
No,
Because
I'm
yeah.
saying no. What you stated is that
him
you
leave call me every
um
day.
he doesn't follow rules and authority, and and you said when he's under your roof, he has to follow it. I'm saying once he get the opportunity to leave, he's going to leave because that is a little bit overbearing. When he reach out to the world now and the world backs him for 6 and send him back come, him are gonna say when mommy was telling him or what mommy was installing in him is something for good. You can't expect children to just know say you do something for them for good. I beat them, I tear them skin, and I argue and expect kids to know say, all right, mommy and daddy is doing this for the betterment of life. Sometimes you have to kick them to the door, make them go experience life on their own. All to this day, I live under my parents' roof. And my mother and my granny can't say nothing to me. If me want come through my door, me go through my door. Once me under them roof, me not disrespectful, but my faith stay. Respect, you give respect to get respect. I always have my niece and nephews, but I tell you this, it's once them step under my roof in my house, auntie, can I get some water, please? When them outside I deal with them mother, woman, me can get this a matter of how or what you tolerate from a child. Nobody and no picnic can disrespect me, because me no know nobody. Me as somebody me to say. So it's all of matter. Thank you, Ray, for love. It's a matter of how you raise your child and what you will tolerate. You saying you beat a big 16-year-old. You think if my mother did beat me at 16, I wouldn't be far over?
Well, guess what? My mother still, if she wants, she will box
All
me.
right, you may beg
Hold
her
on,
a second, you
let
know.
me
If
say-
you want to beg her a second.
Okay.
Go
What I
on,
was going
Nadia.
to say is that at 2 years old, I never beat
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
You see, my son, let me tell you how I used to do my son. Because this is, his father was in his life, and his father's still in his life. And I tell the father, when they're so small, your height, your thickness, your body language, and your tone, put fear in them. You don't need to touch them. The most me what I do with my 2-year-old, let him, because he was very intelligent. He was reading that too. And him, but just pull him by his shirt and bring him up. So
No, me not.
can
No,
feel authority. I didn't have to beat my son. But when I'm trying to tell, and I never beat my kids all the time. Let me say this one thing to you.
Jesus, my heart.
No, I didn't beat them at 2. At 2, they're babies. I just feel like you can use your tone to put fear in them.
No, you
You
don't
can
need
use
to
the body
tone.
language
The
to put
face
fear. There's
alone
no
no
need
say.
to put a
Child,
belt to a
draw
child or
up
a
your
hand to a
drawstring
child
and
at
know
2,
say
3,
sit
4
there
years
and
old.
behave.
It's
The
when they
face
reach,
alone, you not have
it's
to do
maybe
anything to
4
them
years old you might,
physically.
and I don't slap on the body because the doctor tell you say it weak in their bladder. So it's just how you discipline your child. But I do want to say something to you as far as like, you see when you mention about being feisty and stuff like that, in my family, my grandfather in Jamaica used to make benches for the schools and stuff like that for the kids them sitting. My mother never raised poor. And my grandfather tell me this. You see, if my grandfather was coming up the road, and him used to beat them and him used to abuse them. Cause cutlass him use and beat them. And them say if him see them play in front of the yard, them have to run because him can't see that. So you see the manners where them grow under. My mother know is somebody ignorant where she not beat you often, but if she a cook on you cause a problem, she might use a pot cover and lick you. So you see when it comes to beating, and my brother used to beat me all the time. I used to go off school and fight. So you see when it comes to my kids, I don't choose to beat them all the time, but I do discipline them. Fear now, let me tell you about fear. I would never disrespect my mother. My mother in my big age, in my 30, drape me and lick me with one of them wooden fork. Just matter of fact, she have one of
Well, not
One
hear
thing,
auntie
me.
them
Anya.
are nobody. Me not care. Brother, you hear me? I would never disrespect my mother. My mother used one of these and lick me in my face. It's my mother. My brother was and him dead now, sweetheart. He was a big drug dealer with by building a grocery store and all kind of sitting there. My mother going to him restaurant and box him. And you know what him do? Him go around at the back and fling down everything and make him work and them clean it up. So you see how we was raised? The fear that was put in us as a child, it grows into a respect. Because the young lady mentioned something before. She said
I don't think
that,
that's a fear. I think that's a disrespect, but I'm listening.
Thank you.
what?
Me
It
not see
was
what kind of
right.
thing. As
I
a
didn't
big
say
man,
it
Ellie,
me
was
not see,
right.
beg her a
I
second,
didn't,
you know, beg her a second.
no, I
As a
didn't
big
say it
man,
was,
me
I
not see
didn't
what
say
me
it
and
was
my
right.
mother could have that me in a business place and something that's so upsetting cause her to come in there come box me.
As a big man.
She do it. I didn't say it
Me and
was
my
right.
mother never had that kind of relationship where the disrespect was ever a factor still. But me not see what kind of calamity could have
And you,
caused her. She have to come
but
in on the place of business.
let me ask you a question. If your mother did lose her rockets and do it, what you would have done?
More than likely, grab her in the house and what the hell I going.
Yeah, mother grab her and said, Lily, I want about
Debs,
your
you
son.
good?
Why
What
you
the hell
doing
this?
this? What
What
provoked
is?
this?
But me not move, me not
Well,
lie, me not moving. Me,
you,
not
I
moving.
would
Right, that's
show
when you grab your answer, what going on,
And that is alright. So no disrespect to you, Cash, or to cut you, but back then that's what happened. Doesn't mean you have to bring that mentality and that discipline into nowadays generation. You can punish your child and discipline your child without beating your child. You
yes,
can.
and
My son have a tablet and a phone, a two. I tell my son, put them on my bed and go stand up in the corner. He knows to put it on my bed and go stand up in the corner. No talking, don't turn
so you're
around,
saying
don't
at
look at
no
me.
time you're
You
supposed
stay and
to put
reflect
your
on
hands on
what you
your
did.
child. Is that what you're telling me?
Repeat, I didn't hear you.
I want to say this, Epic. I want to get this in here. You see this whole beating mentality? You never think about where it come from? It comes from slavery. You see, when the slaves them didn't do what they were told or didn't abide by the rules set by the slave masters used to beat the hell out of them.
Oh, so the
So
African people
this
never beat them
this
people.
thing
Cash, let you
that
talk,
we
Cash. Let you talk. Let you talk, man.
this thing has passed over through generation and generation, especially within the black family, where we get up and beat our kids. There are many other ways to discipline a child, you understand, other than beating. And the thing is, slave master used to put fear in us, tie us to trees and beat us. And
Draw it
this whole
down to
fear
horse and draw
idea
it.
of ruling by fear is not the way to go in parenting into this century, because fear can really do more harm than
Damn
good when
good.
it's
And it makes them
parenting.
rebellious. You might not see they respect your face,
I
but behind
didn't
your back, them are the
something and
most
somebody
thing.
without fear. Even my dog have to have fear not to piss and shit in my house. We have to have fear not to
That
commit
is
crime.
discipline, not
What
fear.
is
You're
it? So
getting the words
discipline is fear.
confused. That is this.
What do you
No,
think it
honey.
is? It's a form of
No,
fear.
sweetie. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Discipline is not fair. You can discipline your child and
So,
have a
okay, when you
manners and
discipline your
respect
child,
than to
what
beat your
stops
child.
them from doing what you don't want them to do?
Where the hell is Jamal?
No, the
How can I
fear
come with
of
that
getting their
current thing?
tablet
Jamal.
taken. No, the fear of
Yes,
going
man,
in the
Jamaica burn
corner.
up because of
No,
what I
the
said.
fear
I
of
said the
getting
fuels was
beaten.
hot.
Isn't that not true? You say you take away the tablet, the fear of taking away the tablet, the fear of having to stand in the corner, the fear of not getting there behind bus. It's a fear. Discipline is fear. Any way you want to think about it, that's how it is.
As
Discipline is a
Tanya said,
routine.
everybody raise them child different. I
Fear
Fear
and
and
believe
discipline is
discipline
two
is
different
two
things.
different
my
things.
big ass
True,
Okay.
And
true
your
I
that.
child.
agree
That's
with
not
Ray
me, but
when
teach
Ray
your
said
True that.
fear
own.
and
Oh my
discipline is
God.
two different things.